Yes, yes, yes. It is the CastWorthy podcast, and we are back. 2/3 of the CastWorthy podcast. I am Big Steve, aka Last of a Dying Breed, here today with EJ the Savage on this Sunday, October 3rd. Fall tings, candy corn, pumpkin spice, everything nice. What's going on, man?
Oh, hey, forget about it.
Forget about it.
Well, can't really say forget about it because it's the many saints of Newark. It's not the many saints of Brooklyn, but stayed up to watch that. So yeah, that's how I'm feeling.
Yeah, I didn't watch it. I heard it was really good. And the reason I didn't watch it was because I think it deserves uh theater energy versus, you know, versus my little 60-inch, 65-inch TV energy.
Your little 60, flex on them, flex on them.
That's the norm now.
Mine is pretty old. It's going, so I need to get a new one, but I'm cheap and broke. But um,
Day after Thanksgiving's coming. We don't call it Black Friday because it's the cheap day.
so you saying it's the Black People Friday?
That's what they call it. I just call it Day after Thanksgiving.
Nah, man, it was I don't know. I'm gonna reserve my review until you see it because I have mixed feelings.
Gotcha. Yeah, some people told me it was great. I had some people that were like true fans, and those are the people that I'm going to solicit and probably have the conversation with, dialogue more so than just the normal everyday people who are unfamiliar with Sopranos. But yeah, we'll definitely make way into our bingeables, and that'll be a topic of discussion at some point in depth. But R. Kelly, man, R. Kelly verdict came back this week. He was found guilty. Man, they pushed his sentencing way back. Like he's not. I think his sentencing is not until May.
Hmm.
I know sometimes these high profile cases, a lot of cases are, you know, you know, um, some time away from the verdict before we see sentencing. But damn, you're talking about like that's like 7 months, 8 months. I'm sure like that.
That's not too far off from what I typically see happening in courts, depending on where they are and the docket. Because although it's a high profile case, the courts are still backed up. Um,
Allegedly, yeah. Good
allegedly,
point.
like yeah, these people, these judges and these judges and these courts, they're open, but for whatever reason they can't operate. And despite the fact there were tons of Zoom cases and everything going on virtually, they're still somehow backed up. The law is just uh justice is really blind. But R. Kelly, I saw people talking about that, whether or not they're gonna not listen to his music still. And then I got to thinking,
Mm.
like, it's been a lot of people creatively that have done a lot of things creatively that are cancel worthy, I guess. And, people still listen. So I guess it's just a personal choice, but he's got so much music, man. And it's foul for the people that he's worked with because they're like, damn, you know what I mean? Like Nick Cannon, speaking on it, and other people kind of like, yo, damn, you know what I mean? Like, what do you want me to do?
So yeah, that I want to stay there for a minute. So R. Kelly's music, are you gonna play it? Are you
I,
gonna listen to it?
I haven't
Are
played
you
it.
gonna bust down some cheeks to it?
No, I haven't played it in a long time until most recently, where I was just like, yo, I can't not have these joints on my playlist. And if I
Mhm.
had to, I just skip them. But I haven't really played it in a long time. And I don't even know that it was on purpose. Most of the time, it was subconsciously just I usually have a ear for what I want to hear at the time, and I'm not always in the mood for an R. Kelly song, um,
Mm, agree.
depending on what it is. But if it's on, there's no way you can't bump to that.
Right. Right. Yeah, I hear a lot of people saying, "Oh no, it's out of my. I'm gonna go out of my way and block everything R. Kelly," and I can't. I can't. Like, I think I'm like you, where I probably won't throw on 12 play and just let it burn like I may have in the past. It
Right.
may not be the go-to if you know, in an intimate scenery. Um like others, but I mean he has so many hits, you know, and I think we go back to, and it's important to talk about it, when people say they're not going to listen to R. Kelly's music, they're talking about they're going to listen to "You Remind Me of My Jeep," you know, "I Believe I Can Fly." But this nigga wrote for a lot of people. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? He helped produce a lot of stuff, and those songs are the songs that, you know, that people may not know. They're not going to do their research. It's similar to when we talked about Kaepernick, and that's what I was kind of throwing this back to. How
Hmm.
people were saying, "Oh, well, we're not going to watch the NFL." Okay,
Hmm.
but you're still drinking Pepsi. You're still supporting CBS. You're still supporting HBO. You're still supporting Nike. You're still supporting Champion. You're still supporting all these other entities, Gatorade, all these other entities that they have partnerships with, right? Because the only thing you're looking at is that base. You're looking at NFL is, you know, the enemy. You versus, and that's kind of how they're looking at R. Kelly. R. Kelly is the enemy, but all these people that worked with him, and a lot of them, listen, you can't tell me that you ever worked with R. Kelly, especially the ones that worked with him multiple times, and didn't know that this man had some type of problem. Like from the stories that are coming out, that he would bring them to the studios, he would have them at shows in his rooms and stuff like that. Like, you can't tell me you were 100% oblivious to this shit, you know, and thinking that, oh, this is bad then, right? And now that it comes out, now you're all for it. So I think that, you know, it's like we talk about all the time, man. When it gets put on blast and people see how bad it is, then things change. But I really do think that, you know, it's a bit much, especially like you said, the people that worked with him and stuff like that have songs with him, to just slander him and throw him under the bus is just nasty, man. It's dirty.
Yeah, I mean, we always you brought up a great point. You know, I've always specifically criticized Kaepernick, um, and the NFL people, detractors or whatever, that was for that very reason. You know, the NFL was an easy target, and it was often misguided and ill informed. You know, or not informed rather. Um, but yeah, with R. Kelly, you're absolutely right. There's no way people didn't know, and I think one of the main people that kept it consistent from then till now is Dame Dash. You
Mm,
know, and he didn't. You know, if you listen and pay attention, because you know Dame, a lot of people say a lot of crazy things about him, say whatever. Dame is that guy that just always kept it too real for his own good, in the sense that everybody's not where he is, and he's made his bones to say he's okay with that, and I relate to him a lot in that. But you know, he was with Aaliyah, and if you knew about Aaliyah and R. Kelly at any point in time, you knew that was wrong. You know what I mean?
mm,
In itself alone. So, and I think that's where one of the ways that him and Jay kind of fell off around that best of both worlds time. Like, you know what it is with this dude, and I don't really rock with him. And you went and did a whole project with this guy. You know, everything, if you look back to the rock, kind of seems a little different after around that time. So yeah, saying to the topic of the focus, yeah, I don't know that I'm going out of my way to burn his records and all of that kind of stuff. Like, yeah, I don't know.
yeah, I got Spotify playlists that have tracks by R. Kelly on it, you know, or featuring R. Kelly, right? And I'm not gonna go through my playlist to delete them. Let's just say that, you know,
Right.
if I'm driving in the car and I don't feel like hearing the song, just like other songs that come on at times, I might skip it. But I'm not gonna be driving, and as soon as I hear an R. Kelly song come on, I gotta skip it, or I gotta change the station, or I gotta step outside. I can't be in this bar, this club anymore, or, you know, I can't be in the scenery because it makes me feel itchy gitchy, like how people are trying to act, and it's all a fucking fake bullshit, man. Like, it's, listen, we don't condone it. We know that the shit's wrong, like everybody else knows it's wrong. But goddamn, motherfuckers will magnify some shit. Won't they do it? Like it's like we get it, man. We get it. You don't support it. We don't support it neither. We understand that it's wrong. But the motherfuckers that standing out there, I heard I was listening to another podcast. And I heard somebody's like, "Oh, I was in a bar and I heard it and I just had to step outside. I couldn't take it. I couldn't take hearing R. Kelly's voice. Like, get the fuck out of here. Come on, man. You gotta relax.
Yeah,
You
that's a little
gotta
OD. And I think it's
relax.
also a generational thing too, because I think anybody maybe 30, I don't know, definitely 35 and up, like definitely feels different kind of way because a lot of motherfuckers 35 and up been new and never
Hmm.
stopped supporting. You know what I'm saying? So
And that's the other thing.
we've been seeing that tape. That tape was the one at all. That was the end all be all. If you had
Hmm.
any question at any moment in time, like black women don't crack, but that kid was a kid at the time. You
Right.
know what I mean? So, uh yeah. Mm.
Listen, if you still listen to Michael Jackson, if you still listen to Elvis, like
Michael didn't do nothing.
in my eyes, he didn't do anything either.
Michael didn't do nothing.
In my eyes, Mike didn't do nothing either.
I
But
mean, his accusers came out and said they lied. So
I
he did
listen.
some weird shit, but
I agree. I agree. But nobody ever was like, "Oh, Mike gotta go," except for them. You know what I mean?
shit.
Um,
Can't
and
cancel
and
the game.
and he can't. You can't. Like, and even if it came out tomorrow that some shit was true, it's Michael fucking Jackson. He's a genius. You got to be able to separate talent from character. Sure, scumbag piece of shit. Not Michael Jackson, R. Kelly, and many others. But the talent is crazy. Like, you can't just not like fucking something. You can't just tell your brain, "Oh, I don't like this shit." you know, because I don't like the person. Like, shit, it's crazy. It's crazy. So, I just think people do the most, man. People do the most, and I'm gonna listen to R. Kelly. Not willingly, like I'm not gonna have an R. Kelly playlist that I put on Saturdays, but
The saddest part about it is the element of the verses. You know, now that we have this platform and this thing here, the saddest part is we never gonna see that. You
we
know,
don't get to see
and the
it.
hits, that could have been, even though, there's been countless debates on who could have challenged him appropriately. You forget about it. We ain't never gonna see it, bro.
Do you think anybody could have challenged R. Kelly?
Huh. I said it's three people in the stratosphere for me in the circular debate, I guess. Usher. Now, Usher's being associated with Chris Brown as a battle, which
Mm-hmm.
I think would be great for multiple generations. But Usher to me has too many joints. I think Usher would have been one of the only people to me that I can think of off top. Maybe Mary if it would have been your first
Male, female.
male first female joint. So a Mary versus R. Kelly joint. But
Mm-hmm.
Kells has so many joints, it's not even funny. But versus, like, again, we always say it's not the A's and it's not the B's and C's of your album. It's the hits. So I think Mary could have hung with him. But other than that, I really don't have nobody, man.
When you talk about 20 and you talk about these mega stars, the Mary J's, the Chris Browns, the Ushers, the Drakes, the R. Kellys, yeah, yeah,
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z's, like you can say for the most part, they can hang, right? But when you talk about, like, if I was to sit down and look at an R. Kelly catalog, um like R. Kelly's catalog is up there with some of the best catalogs ever in my eyes. Single individual R&B catalogs, it's up there. Like, you got Mike, you got Stevie Wonder,
Prince.
like Prince, And then I think you start to get into that R. Kelly conversation. Like he's probably top 4 or 5 easily when you talk about catalog as a whole, right? So yeah, it's tough, man. And I think when you talk about verses, you talk about 20s tracks, you know, it makes it easier. But Track Masters came out and they were talking about verses, and this kind of goes a little hand in hand with the R. Kelly verses thing. And Track Masters was like, yo, we'll battle anybody. We not doing 20. We want 60. We gonna do 60. Who
He got a
want it?
lot of joints.
Yo, who wants smoke?
They got a lot of
And
joints.
listen, Tone and Pope, listen, they was on Instagram talking
They got a lot of
wild.
joints. They got a lot
And
of
they
joints.
do. They absolutely do. I
They
don't
got a
know that
lot
there's
of joints.
I don't know that there's too many people that could truly sit with these dudes. Like, I mean, you got your obvious people, the Pharrells and you know, the Dre, the Diddy. I think Trackmasters would be good with Jermaine Dupri. I know he's been chasing down Diddy, but I think that's probably a better matchup to me. Because they both truly produce. Like while Diddy's a producer, I think those two Trackmasters and JD, they do a lot more, you know, in the totality of producing, including writing and things of that nature.
Yeah, and styles make matchups, right? And it's all
Mm,
about era, sound, who was their target audience, so styles make matchups. And that's why I think so far they've been on point with the matchups. Because you have Fat Joe, Ja Rule, same era, even though Fat Joe is his lyrical point in time was much earlier, but the hits part of his life was around the same time as Ja Rule.
mm-hmm.
They're friends, so styles make matchups. So I mean, if you're gonna get a JD versus Trackmasters, you're gonna get, for at least a good 15 songs, a lot of the same genre that can battle the
Right.
R&B poppy joint. But then when they start going into the joints, the grimy joints that they did for people, that target audience is gonna be like, oh, they smoking Jay-Z, depending on who it is. I mean, Jermaine Dupri,
JD.
depending
Yeah.
on who it is, that's listening. So it all depends, man. Styles make matchups. And I think the newest one that they got is Kane versus KRS-One.
Yeah, yeah. I saw so that's what it looked like. They put in and I don't know if they you could tell me if they did. I saw them put the silhouette out and they said, who do you think it is? And by the silhouettes, you can tell for sure one was Big Daddy Kane. Like you
Yeah,
knew for sure he had the
and,
high top.
yeah,
Like I was like, oh, that's Kane.
and the other one's KRS with his hat on.
Okay. And that's what
Yeah.
I was thinking. And I saw everybody posting it and shit. They just didn't put the actual image out. What do you think about that one? What do you think about that one?
Shout out to allhiphop.com. My boy Chuck Creekmer put out an article on that, kind of confirming that he believes it's what it is. And he interviewed KRS, and KRS has been extremely boastful for a long time. The Blastmaster said, Kane is my boy. They're good friends. Even back in the day when the two crews, BDP and Juice Crew, were beefing, they were never in the beef. But he said, yo, Kane only got 2 albums. I'm going to smoke him. And this is going to be one for the hip hop heads. And, while Kane to me lyrically and sonically and musically is a way better listen for me. I know I'm speaking blasphemy to a lot of people, but Kane to me was just more entertaining all the way around than KRS-One. But the hip hop community, the true hip hop heads that are gonna love that battle, they're gonna go with KRS-One. Um, I again, I said on here, there's no way KRS in the platform of what Versus is set up for would have beaten LL by popular demand, because the Versus is appealing. Once the Versus is set, so KRS versus Kane, you're only gonna get people that love 80s real true
Mhm.
hip hop. If it was a KRS versus LL, now you're breaking down barriers to where more fans is coming in. So L and KRS was speaking
And women.
blasphemy. Exactly. And I mean not even just women, like KRS is speaking blasphemy. Like L's catalog is insane. So He's gonna hit you with the 80s bigger and deafer, the radio joints, all of that. Then he can still hit you with the 4-3-2-1s. He can
Hmm.
hit you with the with
You
the
make me better.
you make me better joints. He could, you know what I mean? So I think this would be a good matchup for those that really love hip hop and are from that era. But Karis is right in this instance. You know, Kane only has 2 albums. And for the people that really love hip hop from that time, I think KRS is gonna have more joints that they like. Is it gonna be one of the highly viewed joints globally outside of that realm? No, not at all.
No,
I'll probably
absolutely not.
watch for 10 joints and I'm done.
Yeah, I watched the beginning just for the nostalgia. It's gonna be a lot of motherfuckers with Adidas on, with shell toes, break dancers. It's gonna be the era of the, where fatigue started. Like a lot of motherfuckers think that Wu started that. They didn't start that. Like that's
Mhm.
that's that's a KRS thing. You know what I mean? And to your point, man, it's a lyrical miracle thing between those two. And it's gonna be nostalgic, and the people that are gonna support it are gonna be older, and they probably should start about 6 because most of them gonna be tired by 9. Like if they start that at 9 o'clock, motherfuckers is gonna tune out about 10:30. I know I am because I'm old. I'm tired, man. I'm be tired. Um, I'm interested to watch. I'm interested to see it. I do agree with you 100% that LL is on a different stratosphere, even though he's from that era. He's similar to Jay-Z in the sense that he went decades after decades after decades, um, where he was relevant, where he could make tracks, where he could make hits, where people knew who he was, right? And now LL is even he broke into the TV shows and acting and stuff like that. So his reach is just crazy in comparison to the guys of that era. So it's just not fair when you're talking about a verses and you're talking about 20 tracks and who's better. As a celebration, sure, that's great, but I think this is more evenly matched for sure.
Yeah, and you know what? As you started speaking, it hit me. I think Busta and LL could go. I think
Mm.
Busta and LL would be a perfect matchup in the sense that they're both going to give you a live show. You know, Busta knows that L is his OG to a degree, even though they're roughly around the same age.
Hmm.
Um, but I think that would go because they both have joints. They got the hip hop joints, they got the legendary joints, and they got the club bangers, and they're gonna give you a show. That would be a great live show for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? So, because Busta's been in the debate for a minute now, and who he would go. I think Busta and L is a clear win.
I think that
But
would be a great battle, man. I think that'd be a great battle. The thing with Buster is, same thing. He carries for decades, and he's got women's songs. He's got a little bit of everything, but you also, you know, energy. You need someone who's going to give you energy if you're going to go up against Buster. You can't have someone that's going to sit on the couch and just be
yep,
chill because they're
yep,
going to lose. No matter
yep,
how good their catalog is, they're going to
yep,
lose.
yep,
LL can give you that energy for sure. He has
yep.
the tracks to do it. He has the energy, the umph. When you see him make appearances places, he's always amped. He's always
Yep.
amped even when he's just doing award shows and shit like that. So yeah, yeah, I could absolutely see that happening.
And he's a true performer even still. Those are two guys that still believe in the art of giving you what you paid for. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? So you could take it to Buster the way he's gonna play his leaders of the new school joints. It's all gonna depend on what angle they're coming from. If L is starting with the 80s joints, Buster coming with the scenario remix, and then it just goes on from it. That would be an amazing show. It would be
yeah.
an amazing show for
Yeah,
sure.
not only would it be a good show, it would also be it's important for these generations, this last generation, to see those guys, right? So that they can get their flowers, so people understand, the impact that they've had on hip hop, and rap music and so on, right? And where we used to be, while KRS and Kane are gonna do a little bit of that, there's these this generation is so far removed from those guys. You still see LL everywhere. You still see Busta everywhere. And I think people just, they associate Busta this generation with the like that's what they associate with him with, like that and everything forward. They don't know the Busta from Leaders of the New School. They don't know the scenario. They don't know the woo-ha. Like they don't know that. And he needs to, and we need that. We need Busta. And I hope, that's actually a good one, man. That is absolutely a good one, man. Gonna have to hit the verses Insta and tell them give us our props too if they do it.
Yeah, no question.
Dig.
No question.
Um so BMF, since we're kind
I
of on
haven't
the black
watched it.
hip hop.
I
Oh
haven't
my
watched it
god.
yet.
Oh,
It's on. Listen, it's coming today because you put me on with you put me on with, right. So I've been binge watching Raising Canaan before I get into
okay,
that.
okay.
But I heard the first episode of BMF is super good. I heard it's super good. I mean, some of the worst critics. I mean, dudes, them dudes that never like shit. Like they
Yeah,
never like shit.
yeah.
Like
They
they
find
were like,
something wrong with
yo,
everything.
everything. And they were like, yo, this shit was surprisingly good.
It was extremely good. Listen, if the whole season is like that, they just got renewed for a season 2 already off of just one episode. But if the whole season is like that, man, 50 got one, man. 50 got another one. Like, and this one looks like if that one episode is just gonna give us what we're going to get, my goodness, man, that shit, it's a little bit of everything. And I like the way that so as when you watch it, this of course without any spoilers, um when you watch it, the way they did the camera in it, I'm sure you saw some of the scenes, like the commercials and shit.
Yeah.
They made it look vintage. They made it look like it was from back in the day, as you're watching it. There's a sex scene in there, and like as I'm watching this sex scene, it's crazy, but as I'm watching this sex scene, it really made me remember what like VHS porn tapes look like. Like 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 for real. Like I was like,
Oh, don't we know it?
I was like, yo, this looks like Black is Back. Like that was the one that my pops used to keep in the VCR all the time. Black is Back. Uh, but
Listen,
yeah,
talk about it. That
listen, man.
new wave hookers.
New wave hookers. Yeah,
Oh my
man.
god, yo, I hope you still have those.
I don't want to talk about that.
You
I
might be able to sell those though. You might get some money off those.
I
That's real classic stuff.
that's
People might pay for. I'm serious. People might pay for that. You're joking. People might actually pay for that.
you know what I do got? I do have the Girls Gone Wild DVDs collection somewhere.
That too. But the joints you have, you can't find that stuff nowhere really. Like I'm
Allegedly.
telling you, hey, all right. Just remember, I told you first. I need 5%. Just
That's a
5%.
different that's a different kind of thing, right? um
Hey, put it up on eBay, baby.
that shit vintage as fuck.
It's
Listen,
fire.
man, BMF, holy moly. Oh, you gotta watch that.
It's
You
on the list.
you gonna love it. You gonna
It's on
love
the
it.
list. I
That
love
first,
Raising Canaan actually. You know,
you
binge.
love Raising Canaan because it's almost your story. Like it's similar to your story. You
Nah,
know what I mean?
not quite.
Uh,
Not
I
quite.
mean, all right.
It
So
could have been me.
forget, not like everything. I don't mean like your mom selling drugs and shit like that. Like
Right.
obviously, she gonna hear this and be like, um, not that, but like the young knucklehead,
Yeah.
uh,
No, for
in
sure.
this, that show, it's super relatable for you.
Exactly. For sure. And just the time I spent in Queens, and for me, just Queens is always gonna hold this place in my heart because that's where moms had us when we moved from the Bronx, and I started school there, and I'd be getting raised there, and I knew my father lived there, and I always was looking for him, and even when I was bootlegging, just them having the shot of the Coliseum and Jamaica Ave, I was like, God damn, having a fight back then, bootlegging, because it just like, wow. And the only thing that bothered me about it from the very first episode, which is the strongest part about it, not to get away from BMF, but to get back to it,
Mm-mm.
the mother, she's a very strong character, but her accent right off the top, I knew she wasn't from New York. I Googled
Yeah,
it. I was like, nigga, God
yeah,
damn it.
yeah.
She is too strong. Too
She does
strong.
a good. Where is
She's a
she
hell of an
from?
actor. She's from South Carolina originally.
Okay, yeah, you
I don't
could
know where she
tell.
might have lived after that, but yeah.
I was thinking she was like maybe Cali,
Or English. I was like,
cause
please
or
don't be
English,
fucking
cause
English.
you could hear her, kind of making it happen, kind of
Yeah.
trying to force the New York,
Yep.
dialect or twang out of it.
Yep.
You know, she does a good job still.
She's a
Still in
hell of an
all,
actress.
I'm not caught up. I didn't finish the season. I watched a few episodes of Raising Kanan, and then it was
BMF
just
came out. He was like, fuck it.
well, yeah, and it's just it falls on Sundays, and football
Mhm.
started and all types of crazy shit. So I'm behind with that, and but I do got to catch up to it because I did like it. I like so far all the powers were good to me,
Absolutely.
and I like him, and I think 50. I will absolutely continue to support him. Just watching because this guy, he is not forgetting the asshole that he's always been.
Shit,
Just
nigga
because,
specific.
yo, this dude don't care. He got shows upon shows, and he's still out here, putting people on blast on Instagram and shit. Like, so, I respect 50 for that kind of just the kind of person he is, and he's been. And these shows, man, they just getting better. They're getting better. And with time, if this is, I don't know if someone's helping him write these, I'm sure, he's got some people in his
Courtney Kemp writes
corner.
the power stuff.
Okay. Okay. I'm sure he's got people in his corner. And whoever it is, man, if they can continue like this, like I said, that was only one episode. And if that's what we're going to get from BMF, oh my God, they did a great job with that fucking, with that episode.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is that, um, 50 just honestly kind of says shit that we all kind of think, and it just shouldn't be said, especially coming from somebody that has that reach. Shouldn't be in theory. But everybody that you ever know to work with the dude says nothing but bad, I mean good stuff about him, and how supportive he is, and just how he bigs up the people that work for him and work with him. It's incredible. And then next is the power force with Tommy.
I was just
um
about to say that.
yeah, and that dude Joseph, I don't know how to say his last,
Sakura.
I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but been very outspoken about Fifth. And there was something I was gonna say about it. But yeah, man, it's just that dude is money right now, man. And you know what too? I wish him and Ja Rule wasn't beefing, because, and I understand why, and I would never probably will end. But the
Hmm.
the magic they could have made together would have been crazy. But yeah, yo, I'm gonna watch it tonight after some football. Maybe at the little brunch. Me and the old lady are getting through Raising Canaan.
What? 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 You and who?
Hey man, I know you've been on
What?
IG lately.
What? Wait a minute. Wait. Hold on. Oh boy. So, does she listen to this podcast?
I believe
Hopefully she doesn't.
I believe
Hopefully
so.
she doesn't listen to some of the old ones, cause
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
that's not.
Yeah. Hey
That's why
man.
you be missing in action. Oh, okay. I see what you're doing. Disrespect. All right. All right.
Foul.
Can't be leaving us. Oh, it's cuffing season. It's cuffing season.
Nah, I've been
Oh
rocking
yeah.
for a
Oh
minute.
yeah.
I
That's
just
right.
ain't say nothing.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
You
So
foul, yo. Your own
make
people, yo.
make sure you watch it. I'm excited about the Sakura one. Because
Power
Tommy's my
Stone
favorite. Yeah, he's my favorite
character.
character from Power.
Everybody's
He's
favorite.
yeah, he seems to be the closest to the realist of what he is. Like every true hood has that wild ass white boy that gets it in. You know what I mean? That puts down and that's Tommy. So if you've ever been around that or you've been close to that kind of atmosphere, then you know that he captured that shit to a T. Like to a T. Them niggas don't care. Them dudes don't care. So I'm excited to watch that one. I think that one's gonna be really good for
And
sure.
BMF, isn't it Little Meech's son that's playing him or something?
Is
One of
that
the
his son?
what? Yeah, one of the actual sons. I don't know if it's. I think it's Little Meech. I don't know.
Okay,
The light
okay.
skinned cat. They both light
I
skinned, but
I didn't know that,
yeah, he's actually
but
one of them are actually playing their father.
okay, okay.
Yeah, which
It
is fire.
listen, man, just watch it. Just
Yeah.
watch it. That
I
shit is
heard.
so good, man. They captured a lot of good stuff in that one, man. They captured a lot of good stuff. What else you been watching? Anything other? I know you watched Many Saints of
Hmm.
Newark that came out Friday night.
Hmm.
Um, maybe I'll break out the Sopranos Monopoly game that I ordered specifically for this tonight. Little strip Monopoly with the old lady.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Put the kids to bed.
Mm.
Yeah, man. I don't know how I feel about that joint. The acting is top notch, for sure. Yeah, you got to watch it, and I know immediately you're gonna have something to say. I did start to watch the remake of Candyman.
Okay.
I got halfway through and I cut it off.
I heard that it wasn't that good. I heard it was actually bad.
Listen, and we on this platform. VP makes it a point, and I don't know if we're live on Facebook right now,
We
but
are.
okay, because I couldn't find it. I couldn't find the video, but not to get your brain going off elsewhere, because you're gonna be like, you're gonna be like looking around. But VP was like, yeah, we got the support. My thing is, I will always support Black, and watch it and whatever, but we cannot be a society that is above criticism, right?
Mm.
Jordan Peele does this. It's mostly Black cast. It's corny, man. It's just bad. It just like I'm halfway through and I'm like, nah, no.
Has Jordan Peele overstayed his welcome?
I think because of Get Out and because he has the community behind him, people are gonna support anything he does, which is cool. But you have creatively, you gotta get. I think a lot of these people got yes men around them, yes men and women around them.
Mm-hmm.
Because who are you letting review this shit before you put it out? Who are you letting in your corner to say X, Y, and Z? Because some of this shit is just like, nah, this doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. I know that you're not gonna care to watch it. There's a point in the movie where the dude gets his they're in Chicago, number one,
Mm-hmm.
probably around the fall of some kind. Okay, this is odd for me. Whatever. He gets his hand stung by a bee, obviously
Okay.
synonymous with Candyman. And then days later, his hand is starting to like wither away or look mad crazy. Like, first of all, he has a black woman with him, right? No black lady's gonna look at your hand and be like, you don't go get that shit looked at. You know what I mean? You're not
Oh,
touching
okay.
me. He
Well,
just letting.
he's married to a white woman. He don't know no. He don't know no better.
So
Remember they killed him for that. Remember they tried to kill him for that.
well, he is half white, ain't he? So uh I was behind him on that piece, loving whoever you want, but
Yeah, me
It's
too.
like, bruh, your hand is withering away, and you just like, oh, it's okay. I'm just gonna be this, and then it's like, okay, I'm a struggling artist, and
Hand me the
it just
peroxide.
it's something. You know what I mean? I was just like, man, this shit was bogus. It wasn't scary at all. It just it doesn't. And for me, what I'm looking for with a remake, I'm looking for you to, and he incorporated the first movie in it, which I thought
Mhm.
was kind of dope. But I'm looking for you to explain a little bit more. So I shouldn't be halfway through the film and I still don't get shit. Like Candyman, in a sense, in the first part, we understood what happened to him, but we didn't understand how he was, how he came to, how he is, what he became to be. And you kind of, now that you have the time to flesh stuff out, you have more graphics, you got more money, you got more stuff. I wanted a little bit more, and it's just like it just was corny to me, so I couldn't even get through it.
I probably won't watch it. I heard it wasn't good. I heard it was trash.
Yeah, it was pretty much trash. Halfway through, I couldn't even get through it.
Um,
But
have you been watching?
great actors. My
Oh,
man
good
is in
actor.
there. My man is the lead. Black Manta, my guy. Frat. He did his thing. He was
Mm,
acting the way he was supposed to, but the writing wasn't good. I just want to say that for disclaimer.
shame. It's a shame. Um, anything else you've been
Have I
watching?
watched what though? You was about to ask me if I watched something else.
Oh, Squid Games.
I looked at it. I haven't started it. Everybody's been
I, s-
talking about it though.
I started Squid Games. I got through the first 2 episodes so far. It's interesting. It's an interesting concept. The idea behind it is you're competing in some games. And if you don't make it through the game, you get eliminated. And eliminated is death. And so um but it's there's so much more, there's so much behind it as far as how interesting why these people are there. They all have like a major debt to someone or something. They've crossed someone or something.
hmm
And they're doing this to get the money. And it shows how greedy people are, and how greed can sometimes supersede your better judgment, in the sense of individuals risking their lives, knowing that the other end of this is either death or money. You know what I mean? And it's there's hidden messages in there that I don't think the normal people or person look for and associate. You got to be an open thinker to
hmm
look beyond that, versus just watching the TV, watching the show, and just seeing the wild shit. The voiceovers are terrible in it. I watch it in English, but since it was like Asian, somewhere in Asia,
I think it's Korean.
the Korean maybe, the lips aren't moving as much as like when the Spanish ones and the French ones, when you watch the voiceovers. So it's easier to pay attention and hear them, hear the American voices. They just sound terrible. Like the American voices that are talking, they just sound bad. Um so I did start that. I finished The Circle. That Wednesday was the last episode for that finale. That was a good one. I want to go on that shit, man. I might. I want to do that.
I mean, okay, yeah. Now that I think about it, you could go on it because I'm like, it ain't like you're actually trying to hook up with someone per se, but
Oh.
but nah, buddy, because you're gonna be on there texting some shit. Your wife gonna be like, "Oh, word."
It's all part of the game, honey.
I'm trying to make us this bread.
So we could get this money. You gotta
Listen,
understand, be open minded.
the pot could be 10 million, and your wife is still gonna be mad at you.
Nah, I'd be nervous, man. I'd be nervous. Catfishes and shit. Man, listen. Catfish. What else have I been watching? I started watching Squid Games. I watched The Circle. I started The Wonder Years. I think I talked about that last week a bit.
Yeah, yeah.
I want to get back to. I definitely want to get back to that. And of course, Many Saints is on the list. and BMF, man. Those are that's kind of where I've been living this last week as far as bingeables.
And BMF is on Sundays too.
BMF is Sundays, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I can't wait for that second episode. It left off crazy, so it's yeah, it's a must.
Coming out tonight.
Yes, 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 yes. All right, so let's get to some
Get to the shits.
let's get to the shits, man. It's
Get to
Sunday.
the shits.
It's Sunday, football Sunday.
I'm already down bad.
Lots of crazy shit going on in the NFL. A lot of injuries, a lot of teams doing things that are different. Narratives today. Tom Brady going back to Gillette. Lots of good stuff going on today in the NFL. I look forward to today's games. Last week, out of 16 games we picked, including the Thursday night game, you went 12 out of 16, uh,
Ooh, wee.
which is pretty good.
That boy
I went
good.
I went 13 out of 16 with the
Oh, you son of
difference.
a bitch.
Yeah,
he go hype my 12 and then go 13. You foul.
I think the difference maker for that was me picking Buffalo and you guys sticking with Washington like weirdos. And
AFC East.
then yeah, and then VP he went 9 out of 16. He was trash last week. Um so interesting picks, man. Interesting picks. Getting there, man. We still need to get that perfect. One of us got to have that perfect week, man. One
I'm
of us.
missing a week though.
You
I'm
are
missing a
missing.
week though.
I don't have the season. I don't have the season tally. But I have week to week, and I have them on the paper. So if we need to tally them up, but let's get right into it, man. I think game one, man. I think you guys might get your win today. It's possible. It's possible. We got the Titans going into what is
Never.
that? Titans are 2-1, but they're going to be without Anthony Brown and without Julio Jones today, going into the Jets. Man,
I don't
what
know
do you
that we
think?
can stop the run at all. Because we've looked a little shaky on that. But the good reprieve that I do have from that is, I trust in CJ Mosley, like I've been telling people ahead of time. And he's not gonna be an every down back. So our defense hasn't been the problem. Our offense is the problem. The other good thing about this Tennessee game, their corner Farley is out, Bud Dupree is out. We're starting Denzel Mims today. I believe he will play. I don't know if he's starting, but Denzel Mims, our second round pick, finally will get some clock, hopefully, which I think will open up, the playbook. And I don't know what the hell they've been doing with that. But I'm still not picking them. I'm not gonna pick them. I don't give a shit if I'm wrong. I'm not picking them. They get a win, fine, cool. I can live with 1-3 going into London with Atlanta. No high expectations. I just want to see them compete. I'm taking Tennessee.
Tennessee's pass defense has been really bad this year. And without AJ Brown and without Julio is going to be interesting. Obviously they have Derrick Henry, but if I'm the Jets, I'm putting everybody in that motherfucker. And Salah, like if you guys didn't have Salah, who's a defensive minded guy, I would be majorly concerned still here. But I'm picking the Jets. I got the Jets. I think upset city today. I don't know what the
Yeah, upset me.
yeah. I need to look and see what the odds are on that because I might have to drop a couple dollars on it because I feel really good about it.
I know if you drop 25 somewhere, you get $2,000 back. I don't remember
On
where
the
it is, but somewhere.
well, then that's gonna be happening. We just got to find it. All right. Second game on the second game on the list, we have the Kansas City Chiefs coming off of a really challenging loss for them last week.
It's a W. Kansas
Going
City.
into Philly.
Kansas City's a
KC.
W. The way that they lost and just, they and Andy Reid going home, they gonna smack some ass today. It might be a little bit more competitive than what people think, but they're gonna smack some ass today.
Yeah, yeah. I'm with you. I got KC in that game. Plus the Eagles they're just bad, man. They're bad. Um, and we showed it last week. The The Panthers, undefeated 3-0. Your boy Sam Darnold, taking it into Dallas against the
Pause.
Cowboys, who are 2-1, coming off of a divisional win against the Eagles.
Give me the Cowboys.
I'm rolling with Dallas too.
Shocker.
No McCaffrey with the Panthers. Trayvon Diggs has looked like a monster to date so far. Opposing quarterbacks are have a QBR of 40 against him, throwing his way. He's got 3 picks on the season, 1 in every game. So yeah, and he's been locking some of the big guys down. I mean, he locked Mike Evans down in week 1. He locked Mike Evans down week 1. And then last week, what's the rookie Smith in for the Eagles? So
Devontae.
Devontae Smith. So yeah, I'm rocking with Dallas, of course.
I think Carolina's defense is good, but it ain't great. Y'all like our second half against them, we were able to open it up a little bit. Get and we're not anywhere near as where y'all are on offense. I think Dak goes off today. I think Zeke goes off today. I think Micah Parsons goes off today because Sam Darnold is still the Sam Darnold we know that I knew. He's gonna hold the ball too long. Micah Parsons is gonna get in there, and I just don't see him measuring up. And this will be their first loss, and I think they started out cool. We'll see how the rest of the season goes, but I'm definitely going with Dallas on this one.
The only person I'm worried about is Robbie Anderson.
Nah,
If we
no,
line up DJ Moore,
no.
because we
Sam is
tend
not
to.
even gonna have enough time to hit him. He's not even gonna have enough time. And
I
Dan
hope not.
Quinn as a coordinator is better than he was as a coach. He's not going for the bull. When we played them, it was the first game of the season. A lot of blown assignments. They were the only time they got open was when they were in zone, completely uncovered, blown coverage. It's not going to be that type of day today. It's not. It's not going to be that easy. Sam Darnold, when it comes to the tough throws, he's struggled still. So he's going to have to make some tough throws today to beat y'all. If he does that, this is the game that puts them in the stratosphere that says, okay, they're here to play. But it's not going to be that easy. It's not. There's nobody on their wide receiver core that scares me at all against y'all. No one.
Yeah, they've had a pretty easy path to 3-0. The Panthers, that is.
Yeah.
The best team they've played so far was divisional against New Orleans, and New Orleans just looked bad
Shit the bed.
that week. Yeah, the jury's still out on Jameis as well. So, speaking of them, they got the Giants this week in Narlands. 0-3 Giants going into the Saints.
I like to support my guys. Damn it. No Sterling Shepard.
Sterling Shepard's out.
Yeah, he's out. I'm gonna give it to the Saints by 2.
Okay. It's in New Orleans. And because of that, I have to roll with them. I just need to see. I got to see Saquon, man. Saquon's got to find a way to get back. He's just not. And without him being able to get off, and the Saints defense is good. So
Saints defense is always gonna be good.
yeah.
Mario Davis is still there. 3rd round pick from the New York Jets, by the way, that we just let go. I'll never forgive them for that.
Oh, I think somebody hacked my MyBookie account. I know what happened. I know I'm using the wrong password. All right, Browns going. Yeah. Browns going into the Vikings. This is another game that's interesting. Minnesota looked good last week. Baker Mayfield.
Cleveland's defense. Cleveland has had some tough outs. Who they play so far? And you know what else I don't like about the league right now? Is that they scheduled a Ravens game with Cleveland so far out. They've scheduled they don't play the Ravens until like week 8 or 9-ish. Or maybe
that's their first game against one another.
Yeah, I don't like it. but they've done that kind of consistently with division people across the board, I believe. But with that said, I told people that Jadeveon Clowney is going to make a difference for Miles Garrett. Miles Garrett has been
Mhm.
eating. Kirk Cousins, I like Kirk Cousins and Adam Thielen connection. I just think he's going to present some fits. And Minnesota's just inconsistent for me. I'm gonna have to go with Cleveland. I've become a Cleveland fan, so I'm gonna have to go with Cleveland.
The So Cleveland has played Kansas City, who they look pretty good up against, Houston and Chicago, and
And
then now
they
they got Minnesota.
and they're what, 2-1 or
2-1. Their
yeah,
loss was
so
to KC.
right. And it was a close game. So
Yeah.
and you figure they kept that offense pretty close. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Browns, man. I think they're gonna win. I said it before. I think barring no injuries, no significant injuries, I think they're gonna win the AFC North, and that's why I'm kind of upset that they're gonna play the Ravens late because I think if they played the Ravens yesterday or today, they beat them, and that sends a big message to that division.
Yeah. Um Man, Cleveland is, they're my pick to win the AFC this year and maybe even go to the Super Bowl. Actually, I have a bet out on them to win the Super Bowl.
Damn.
But just because it was good odds. But I'm gonna go with you, man. I'm gonna go Cleveland. I can absolutely see Kirk Cousins getting it right because he usually strings them together. But I'm gonna go Cleveland on this one just because of that pass rush. The Lions and the Bears. Oh my.
I'm gonna take the Lions.
Ooh, that's bold.
The Lions, as much as we criticize their head coach for the biting knees off thing, they've been in every game, and they actually should have beat the Ravens. Had they called a delay a game, they would have won that game.
True. Who started? Who's starting for the Bears?
Justin Fields.
Uh is he actually starting? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with you on that one. I'm gonna go Detroit. The line is they're giving 3 to Detroit. So Vegas thinks the Bears are gonna win, but I guess maybe because it's a home game, Matt Nagy's 5-1 against them. So but I'm going Detroit with you. The Jets are getting 6 today. Yeah, I'm betting that.
+6.
Yeah, I'm betting the
So we
Jets getting
can't
6.
lose by 6. Or
Right.
7. So we can't lose by 6 or 7, basically.
Yeah, but even the money line is +220 on the Jets. They're going into every one of my parlays today. Oh my
Wow.
god. Oh, and Indy too. Oh man, there's some potential money to be made. All right, the Texans are going into Buffalo.
Mm.
Seems pretty cut and dry here.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got
Gotta go
Buffalo.
Buffalo. Yeah, gotta go Buffalo.
I gotta go Buffalo. They're just not gonna do it. All right, so the Colts going into Miami. Miami is the home team. Vegas is favoring them by 2.5. Getting +120 on the Colts.
Who's playing
On the money
quarterback
line.
for the Colts right now? Is Wentz gonna play?
Wentz is in. Yeah, they're 0-3. They're 0-3, and I think that might be why they got Miami as the favorites. But Miami's still rolling with Brissett.
I like Jacoby Brissett. Miami's 0 for right. Miami's got 1 win.
Yeah, they're 1-2.
Today could be the day that they the Colts defense, they've been struggling because they got to do so much for the offense. It's in Miami. I don't know, man.
I think T.Y. Hilton's back today for the Colts.
Hmm,
Not that makes a huge difference for some people, but
not to me at all. I don't know. You know what? I think Jacob. You know what? This is almost missed this element. How could we forget this? Jacoby Brissett was the quarterback for the Colts, who didn't believe in him at some point, even though he was doing good. Give me Miami. Jacoby Brissett sticks it to his old team.
Revenge game for Brissett, huh?
Gotta be.
I'm going Indy on this one. There is no T.Y. Hilton today. But I think Jonathan Taylor's gonna get off. I think he's gonna run on the Dolphins. They're gonna run on the Dolphins pretty good.
Mm.
Um we'll see. It could go, I think it could go either way, but I'm gonna go Colts today. Washington football team going into Atlanta.
Mm. what the fuck?
Yeah, I know.
Who even plays for Atlanta anymore? Calvin
The
Ridley,
obvious, yeah, Matt
Kyle
Ryan.
Pitts, Matt Ryan.
They're giving 1.5 to Washington.
Yeah,
Atlanta's the
give me
favorite.
Washington. Give me
Or no, I'm
Washington.
sorry. They're giving 1.5 to Atlanta rather. Washington. Yeah, I got
Yeah.
Washington with you. Yeah, I got Washington with you. I mean, Matt Ryan just can't get right, man. And that pass rush, whew, it's gonna be a problem. All right, let's get into the 4 o'clock games. Divisional games. Seahawks going into San Francisco. Seahawks are 1-2. Russ looks like he's been okay. I don't know where Metcalf has been for the first 3 weeks. And then you got the 49ers. 49ers are just, they're trucking along 2-1.
And they're going into San Fran.
They're going into San Fran, and Vegas likes. Vegas likes San Fran. Seahawks are getting 2.5.
I'm gonna go with my Niners Nation on this, man. I don't like the Seahawks because they got Jamal Adams. Not like Jamal Adams. I'm a hater.
I'm gonna take Seattle. Yeah, I'm gonna take Seattle. The Cardinals, Arizona, and the Rams, 3-0 versus 3-0 divisional game. Man, this is gonna be a good one. This is gonna be a good game. They got the Cardinals are getting 4.
Where is it at?
It's in LA.
Yeah, because this team is pretty much evenly matched in the sense that both defenses are quietly good. Hopkins, DeAndre versus what's his name out there, Jalen Ramsey.
Jalen.
That Jalen's going. Hopkins is gonna eat, but he ain't gonna eat like that. And then Aaron Donald is gonna have a game versus Kyler Murray. Matthew Stafford is a difference maker. This
Cooper
game,
Kupp.
yeah, this game is gonna be pretty close. You got to go with the home team. Got to go with the home team. I'm going with the Rams.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. The Rams defense is just a little bit better to me. And I think the difference maker is going to be, like you said, and absolutely going to be Stafford. He's going to be able to make those throws. Kyler's going to be on the run.
Yeah.
Which he likes. He likes being on the run, but you got to be able to make those throws. And when you have cornerbacks that can lock them up, even when you extend the play, it's tough. It's tough.
Great point. Great point.
So I'm going to go Pittsburgh, or I'm sorry, let's move to Pittsburgh going into Green Bay. Pittsburgh is 1-2. They are going to be without Chase Claypool. Juju's playing today.
It's going to be a game of nastiness.
I think
It's going to be a game of washed up, because Aaron Rodgers is looking kind of washed to a degree. He's not looking like the guy that deserved making all the noise that he's making. Pittsburgh has been looking nasty. They got to start getting Najee to run the ball, mainly because he's on my fantasy team. But I got to go Green Bay.
Juju is playing. Claypool's out. Deontay Johnson is also back for the Steelers, which is a quick hitter for them. Packers, yeah, I gotta go Green Bay as well, because they're the home team. But if they were not the home team and this was in Pittsburgh, I think it's gonna be a very close game. I don't think it's by any way. Now they do have Green Bay giving Pittsburgh 6.5. Man, there's some crazy spreads today, man.
Yeah, and I don't think it's gonna be an offensive day. I think you got to take the under on everything. If you're
Yeah.
betting over and under, I think you got to take the under on everything today.
Over under on that game is 45. I mean, Green Bay can put up numbers, but Pittsburgh, their defense can get it done. It's just Big Ben, man. Dude is like a statue back there. This dude just can't move.
He
He's
does,
old. He got to
and that
hang it up.
and that's the biggest question that Pittsburgh really has to answer. Who's gonna be your replacement? If I'm Pittsburgh, I'm gonna give Houston all they want.
Mm. They might want a lot, but they do have wide receivers, depth. They got, yeah.
Pittsburgh don't give a fuck about draft picks.
I know. The Ravens going into Denver. Denver is quietly 3-0. Teddy 2 times over there getting it done. Melvin Gordon has been playing pretty damn good. Nobody even thought that he was going to be shit this year. He's been playing pretty good. They're without Jerry Jeudy, and they're still getting it done. The Ravens have kind of been struggling through, and they're 2-1 quietly, but that running game, they did bring Le'Veon Bell up. He's going to play today, or he's on the active roster today. I don't know if he's going to play, but he's on the active roster today. But yeah, Lamar versus Teddy in Denver, which is something to keep in mind because Lamar likes to run around. Denver's giving one.
Give me Denver. I don't know that they shouldn't even beat Detroit last week. So
Marquise Brown with those drops last week was enough to make me want to show up outside his house because I had him in daily fantasy. I had him in a DFS lineup, and he dropped 3 touchdowns, and I cashed in that lineup. And with those 3 touchdowns, I could have probably made a lot more money. So I hate him.
what DFS are
And
you using? Is it still
I play both. I play FanDuel and DraftKings.
okay? I might do
Yeah,
one today.
I've been playing a little bit more DraftKings because it's a full point PPR versus the half point over on FanDuel, and that's what I'm used to with fantasy. And so my lineups tend to be better on DraftKings because I know the guys that are going to get the targets and stuff like that. So that's kind of where I've been leaning more so. But yeah, FanDuel I've been doing a lot of baseball.
What rooms do you go in though for draft? That's the thing I never really understood. Like, what rooms are the best rooms to go into?
I look at single entries on both sites. I look at single entries, and the reason I look at single entries is because on a single entry, that means I have one lineup, you have one lineup, and everyone else in that contest only has one lineup versus the ones that have, a maximum of 150 lineups, right? And you have guys that are, they're okay with throwing $500 into a $5 single entry, right? And now they have 100 lineups in there. Out of 100 lineups, something's probably going to strike gold if you're doing a lot of different variations of your players, right? But if you have one lineup to choose, one lineup to play against, people are, there's a better chance that you're going to see some high ownership because people are going to try and go with some of the chalkier guys, the more of the absolute point people. When you are a little bit different and you go in and you play somebody like today, I've been leaning on leaning towards Christian Kirk. Christian Kirk is going to be my guy, one of my guys that I play today, because I think with with Hopkins getting shut down, Christian Kirk's been having some good weeks in the slot, and I think you can beat the Rams in the slot. And he's so damn fast that I think he catches a 50+ touchdown today. I think he gets maybe 6 for 120 and a touch, which is going to be 24 points, on DraftKings. They still lose, but it could be a shootout. 24 points. I'll take 24 points from him, and he's cheap.
Right. Knowledge right there.
Yeah,
gotta make that Instagram clip for sure.
Little something.
Little something.
I got I'm gonna go with you, man. I'm gonna go Denver with you. I don't see Baltimore, man. They're killing me. All right. we got the Buccaneers going into New England. You got Tommy two times going up against the Hood.
It's real simple. The Patriots are not what
Ass.
they were. We if we didn't throw fucking four intos against these motherfuckers, Mac Jones barely had 50 yards against us. That defense is gonna kill Bill Belichick, and Bill Belichick's gonna be salty. It's gonna be a great narrative. Tom and Bill are not gonna embrace each other after the game. There should be a bet. There should be a bet on that. There should be a bet about that. Are Bill and Tom gonna embrace after the game? My bet is no.
I'm
Bucks by
sure there's a
20.
prop about that.
Bucks by 20.
Bucks by 20.
Yep.
The Bucks are getting, let's see, Vegas is giving the Bucks, they're only giving the Bucks, or I'm sorry, only giving the Patriots 7.
Mm.
The Bucks are going to cover that easily.
Yep.
They're absolutely covering that.
And
Easily.
Gronk is gonna play.
Is he?
I
got
mean,
broken ribs.
It's doubtful, but he's gonna play. He's gonna play. Gronk. First of all, Gronk is a maniac. Number two, for as a former football player, give me that shot. Okay. Um, you know, granted, I didn't play on that level very much, and I didn't play on the NFL level. But in this instance, his adrenaline alone is going to give him 30 minutes to play. 30 minutes of play.
Yeah.
Going back to Foxborough, sticking it to the team that, you know what I mean? Oh, he's going to give you something. He's going to give you a little something. It's going to hurt him.
Yeah. If I'm Gronk, I'm gonna definitely ask to suit up, no question. And with the intention of getting in the game, on the goal line, maybe catching a touchdown up there in Gillette.
Yep.
For another team. So yeah, man. But I'm with you. Bucks easily. And then the Monday night game is gonna be the Raiders going into the Chargers. So divisional game, Raiders are 3-0. Derek Carr, resurrection season is here. I think they get Josh Jacobs back today. Yeah. Going up against young boy Herbert and Les Chargers.
I don't know much about the Chargers defense. I said this, and I wanted the Jets to get John Gruden. They had a rough year last year, but him and Mayock have rounded the team out. I think they're gonna win. I think they're gonna be pretty good.
They have found, absolutely, Gruden has found a way to make that team serviceable without any true major big names. You think about Henry Ruggs in his second year, as the wide receiver, I guess the premier wide receiver for them. They got a rookie in Edwards who looks pretty good for them. And you got Derek Carr getting it done. Obviously, Darren Waller over there, target monster. So, but I do like Herbert, man. I like Justin Herbert a lot. This guy heaves the ball. Like, I think he's thrown for 300 plus every game so far this year. Even in the loss against us, against Cowboys, that is. So, yeah, man. Who you got in that one? You said you went with the Raiders, right?
Raiders.
The Raiders. Man, I think the energy is going to be crazy in SoFi. I'm going to go with the Chargers. I could see it going either way. What's the spread on that game right now?
I mean, that shit's gonna be a home game for the Raiders either way.
Yeah, either way, you're right. The Raiders are getting 3. I'm sorry, the Chargers are getting 3.
Raiders.
No, I'm sorry, the Raiders are getting 3. Raiders are getting 3.
So the Chargers are the favorite.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and then Monday night's game. Who is playing Monday night? Let's see. Week 5. Who is the Monday night game? Or I'm sorry, the Thursday night rather. We just talked about the Monday night. Thursday night is the Rams and the Seahawks. Finally, a good Thursday night game.
Both coming off a short week.
Mm-hmm.
Where is
Seahawks coming off a San Fran divisional. Rams coming off of Arizona, also divisional, and they're going to be going
Ooh,
into another divisional game.
ooh, where is it at?
It's in Seattle.
Ooh, it's nasty.
It's tough.
I'm gonna take the Rams, man. I mean, Matt Stafford. I like the kid out of. No, let me not lie. For years, I've shitted on Matt Stafford, and I took Matt Ryan over Stafford. I have to say, he's earned my respect and apologies because everything he had to deal with in Detroit. I would say Stafford got off because of Calvin Johnson. Clearly,
I said the same thing.
who wouldn't, right? But after the departure of Calvin Johnson, he really came into his own and he really had to battle a lot of shit. Now he has an actual squad, and this dude is like, yo, I'm gonna show you something. You know what I mean? Him and his wife's, I don't know if you peep that, like him and his wife's stuff, that's a thing. Like they've had some things. Just Google it. And a lot of it is a little weird.
Who?
Um Matt Stafford. Him and his wife have had like some like things like where they're a public topic, like, you know, they had some instance where he something happened. I can't remember exactly, but it's something to keep your eye on because you know the more a guy blows up and things happen, shit can happen. So keep your eyes on
Mm-hmm.
that. I'm not wishing it on anybody, but they've been in the media too much for me. Nevertheless, you know, I'm
Oh,
yeah,
a
yeah,
fight over lobster?
yeah, yeah. And it was other stuff before that. And but yeah, I think and I hope, you know, everything goes well with him and her. But I think Matt Stafford gets it done. And I'm done in Seattle. I don't like Seattle at all. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Matt Stafford in Seattle for Thursday.
Oh, looks like huh. Yeah, they got
You
some
see what I'm
shit going
saying?
on.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She been a little funky over there, yo.
Women, man, I tell you. She got a little podcast now.
Hmm.
Oh, what a scummy scumbag she is. Mm, mm. She kind of cute though. A little blondie. I'm gonna go Rams. Of
In Seattle
course, yeah, of course that is subject to change based on
today.
injuries and yeah, what takes place today and between
Right,
now and then. But
right.
for now, we'll go Rams, man.
I'm
We'll go
with you.
Rams. All right, that rounds up the picks. The book is closed on
And
that.
we're still under an hour and 30.
Yeah, yeah. What's the common denominator here? Long-winded Charlie sat it out today. Um. All right, man. So let's see, real quick. I want to throw together. Before we get out of here, I want to throw together a quick parlay. See if we can make a couple bucks on something. I think.
Where you putting it in? Whoa! Where are you at?
Oh,
Where are you
a
placing the bet at?
pause, as
Halt.
George Bush would say.
Halt.
Pause. My bookie, my bookie,
Okay.
my bookie.ag.
Mhm.
Let's see. Washington and the Falcons. Washington is giving 1.5. There, that's minus 115. I think that's a good bet to put into it, right?
They giving 1.5, meaning
They're giving one
they're.
and a half, meaning that they got to win by 2 or more.
I see it now. Hold on. Just had to log in right quick. Oh, come on now, pop ups. You gotta relax. Mm.
You know where pop-ups come from, right?
Yes, sir. Uh, Washington is getting -2.5. What I see, right?
Yeah, my bookie.
Yeah.
Let me refresh. Maybe the line moved.
I don't know.
Oh, it's 2 now. Yeah, you're right. It's 2. It's moving. Probably, based on players being called active versus inactive, etc.
So they got to win by 3.
They got to win by 3. Yeah.
For those of us who don't know, shit. I'm not that confident.
All right.
Washington. I don't know. I'm not that confident. Washington.
Detroit is getting 3
3 exactly.
against the Bears.
I think they can do that.
I think that's a good bet.
I'm clicking on that just now. I clicked on that.
All right, I'm gonna take Detroit there.
I'm not even looking at that shit behind that.
Yeah, we're not gonna touch the Jets.
Jets gotta win by Jets getting 6, not to lose by 7, 6.
6. Yeah, I'm not touching that game.
I mean, plus 6, they gotta not lose by 6, right?
Right.
Which means ultimately, to some degree, they have to win the game.
No, it just means that the Titans got to win by 7 or more.
I feel like if they don't win the game, that ain't gonna happen.
Unless it's a field goal, quick last second field goal.
Exactly. Cleveland and Minnesota is nasty. This is nasty.
I'm not touching that game. I don't want to touch that Colts game. Now, the Panthers and the Cowboys is an interesting one for me because they got the Panthers getting 4.5. Cowboys.
This is where they're teasing your confidence in your team. While I believe the Cowboys will beat the Panthers, and I believe y'all might spank them. I really do. But anything can happen any given Sunday. Now they're teasing your confidence. Now they're saying, "Are y'all going to beat them by 5?" Which I think is doable. I think it's doable.
Should be doable. That's a touchdown or better, basically, is what they're saying.
I think it's doable. It's one of those risk ones.
I don't want to touch the Saints and the Giants because that's a 7-pointer.
It's nasty.
Now Houston, the Chiefs
City,
the Chiefs and the Eagles. I feel confident about the Chiefs.
Gotta get that by 7. Gotta.
That means they got to win by 8 or better. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Chiefs on that. I'm gonna put the Chiefs in that parlay.
I'm okay with that.
Houston and Buffalo.
These niggas wilding.
This is right. This is one where I'm gonna I would take Houston easily.
Right.
They're talking about 18 points to yeah. I'm gonna put them in
garbage time. Like
right. Okay. Yes. I don't want none of that Cardinals and Rams game. I don't want none of that because that's divisional. Those things go anyway.
I don't want Baltimore and
nah, I'm not touching that. Nope. The Bucks getting or Pittsburgh. I'm sorry, Pittsburgh and Green Bay. Oof. Green Bay getting 6 or giving 6.5.
It's not enough.
That's hard. Yeah, it's hard one for me to touch. Enough. Pause. And so the Bucks. Yeah, I'm gonna put the Bucks in there. So the Bucks giving 7. I'm good with. All right. So we got a 4-game parlay. We said we're taking the Giant. 5. Oh, you chose 5?
Yeah, I took Cowboys.
Oh, gotcha.
Should I not take them? I tend to error whatever you do because you're a lucky motherfucker.
With the Cowboys, what I would probably do on that, adding to this parlay, is I'll add the money line because all they got to do is win. Just the money because all they got to win. And if they win by 1, don't matter, right? It's a -210. It's going into a 5-game parlay that puts us at plus 1825.
Yep.
With that, we're doing. We're getting the Lions with 3. Getting 3. We got Kansas City giving 7, Houston getting 17.5, Tampa giving 7, and the Cowboys on the money line gives us 1825 plus 1825. And if we put $25, the return is $456.44. That sounds like a good bet for me. Sounds like a good bet for me. So let me drop that little team there. Feed him, and we'll see how we do next week.
Add to this balance somehow. I gotta figure out how to add to this shit. I haven't used this shit in forever.
Yeah, it's aged out. All right, so I'm gonna drop that in there, see how we do, and we'll circle back on it next week for sure. Hopefully it hits. Hopefully it hits. All right. Anything else that we need to get to? Right about hour and a half. The actives versus inactives are starting to come out. DeAndre Swift active. Not Jermaine Taylor. Jonathan Taylor is also active.
How do I add to my fucking account?
Gotta hit the deposit.
Deposit now. Got it.
Yeah.
The other thing is politics, real quick.
As usual.
Extended the prevented the government shutdown.
He did. He did fix that now, didn't he?
Yeah. But we're still black people. We're still without. So, that's all. Nothing changed.
How did he? What did he do?
Congress basically approved this extension, and he signed it. So that's what it was. Not fancy.
Okay, nothing too crazy then.
Nah. Damn, it's not letting me. I'm hitting deposit now, and then I have a card on here, right? But I don't even know what this card is.
Security code.
I don't know shit. I mean, I'm trying to add another place, and it's not giving it to me. It's not letting me do it. It's not letting me do it. I don't know what's going on. Yeah. So.
All right. So let me we're right about the hour, just under the hour and a half, 11:40. Got some betting to do, some fantasy to look at. Let's get into this closeout since we don't have any VP this week. We will say thank you to everybody that joined. Thank you to those that are listening, commenting, following, subscribing, providing feedback, all the goodness, all the deliciousness that goes along with that. We appreciate you. Episode 118 will be in the books. Where can you find us? Just about everywhere where there's podcasts. Spotify, Spreaker, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio. You can find this on YouTube if you want to watch the video, see some of the facial expressions and the weird shit that we do when we're recording. Also Facebook Live on Sundays. It pops up for you to watch live. Follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter. Just search CastWorthy, CastWorthy, and support, like, follow, comment, and we will we'll respond accordingly. But we'll be back to it next week. Hopefully, we'll be 3 men strong. Shout out to VP. Unfortunately, he was not able to make it today. And next week, look forward to a Many Saints of Newark detailed recap from us. And we are out.